Hello students, welcome to the Pole Science of Class 12 Arts, and today we will start discussing about the next important topic, that is the Congress system. As we know that the Congress got the majority of votes starting from the independence, that is from the year 1947 till 1967, and after that also. So as a result, when the Congress achieved this milestone of winning elections one after the other, this was also known as the Congress system. And this same scenario is in the present time, when we have seen that from the year 2014 onwards, the BJP through the NDA has also started achieving like the same milestone like the Congress had started achieving. So today we will start discussing about the Congress system, and we will try to understand the Congress system from the very beginning, from the time it started. So let us proceed then. So first point that we will discuss is the challenges of political succession. That means one after the other, when suppose a party is there, suppose Congress is there, and if suppose a prime ministerial candidate like Jawaharlal Nehru was there, after his sudden death, if the other leader has to take the responsibility of the prime ministership from the same party, then it will be a problem. Then it will be a big question that who will actually overtake, or will it be successful in overtaking the place of the prime minister like Jawaharlal Nehru. So all these are related to political succession. That means who will succeed politically through the earlier person to that seat. So regarding this, the 1960s were labeled as dangerous decade due to some unresolved problems like the poverty, inequality, communal and regional divisions to be speculated to lead to a failure of democratic project or even the disintegration of the country. After the death of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru on 27th May 1964, two main questions arose from the serious doubts. After Nehru who, and after Nehru what? That means from the year 1947 to 1964, Jawaharlal Nehru was there as the Prime Minister of India. So before that, the 1960s as a whole, that means 1960 to 69, can be labeled as 1960s. So during the 1960s, India faced many problems, and these problems were very serious, and these problems were lots of problems related to poverty were there, inequality were there, many communal and regional divisions was made. And if problems like poverty, inequality, communal and regional harmony is affected, so at that time it will lead to the failure of that particular government also, and the democratic process also. So in the meantime, when India was seriously suffering from problems like poverty, inequality, communal and regional divisions, at that particular moment, on 27th May 1964, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru expired. So at that particular moment, on 27th May 1964, when Jawaharlal Nehru expired, then apart from the other problems, other questions also arise at that time, that after Nehru who will become the Prime Minister of India, and after Jawaharlal Nehru, after the death of Jawaharlal Nehru, what will be the condition of India? So these two questions were a very big question related to after the death of Nehru, that who will take the place of Nehru and what will happen after Nehru has expired. So from that time, after that time, the ease with which the succession after Nehru took place proved all critics wrong. There was a consensus in favor of Lal Bahadur Shastri. He was unanimously chosen as the leader of the Congress Parliamentary Party and thus became the country's next Prime Minister. Sastry was a non-controversial leader from Uttar Pradesh who had been a minister in Nehru's cabinet for many years. Nehru had come to depend a lot on him in his last year. Clear? That means what? After Nehru, whom? That was a big question, and due to that question only, they were imagining that what will happen after Nehru and who will take the place of Nehru. At that particular moment, Lal Bahadur Shastri was chosen as the leader of the parliamentary party of the Congress, and as a leader he became the country's second prime minister, or the next prime minister of India. And when he took over as the prime minister of India, all the critics' mouth were shut, because he proved all the critics wrong, that no one can take the place of Nehru. But Lal Bahadur Shastri was successful to be elected as the prime minister, next prime minister of India. And what was the reason? Because of his character, that he was non-controversial leader from Uttar Pradesh who had been a minister in Nehru's cabinet for many years. That means he had no controversial remarks in his image, related to the image. And as he was a non-controversial leader from UP, and he was also serving as a minister in Nehru's cabinet for many years, that means you can imagine that he was in Nehru's cabinet since 1947 till his death. He was the cabinet minister. So it was a belief that he can easily handle the post of prime minister. And apart from that, during the last few years, Nehru started depending very much on Lal Bahadur Shastri, because he was a good advisor also, and he was a good cabinet minister also. For that reason also, in his last few years, he started depending upon Lal Bahadur Shastri. So Shastri was the second prime minister of India from 1964 to 66, only for 3 years. During his reign, the country faced some challenges like economic crisis due to Indo-China War of 1962, then Indo-Pak War of 1965, and failed monsoons, droughts and food crisis, which was symbolized as a famous slogan to resolve the issues like Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan. Shastri expired on 10th January 1966 in Tashkent. So, as a result, when Lal Bahadur Shastri took over as the second Prime Minister of India, he was in that post for 3 years, that is from 1964 to 66. And during this particular regime only, India faced many challenges, whatever the challenges that were there, like poverty and unemployment, inequality, communal and regional divisions were there. But some major issues like economic crisis, and this economic crisis was due to 2 reasons, that is a war with China in 1962 and a war with Pakistan in 1965. This actually led to economic crisis. Apart from that, failed monsoons were also there, that means less rainfall led to failed monsoons. Apart from that, droughts and food crisis also depend at that time, because if during the monsoons less rainfall is there, then it will lead to droughts, of course, and if it leads to droughts, then it will lead to food crisis also. So during that time only, a famous slogan was given, which was known as Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, that we have to promote our army, along with that we have to promote our farmer also. So this was a very famous slogan related to Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan. So he was the second Prime Minister, but then also he worked very hard to resolve issues like economic crisis that was due to Indo-Pak War of 1965 and Indo-China War of 1962. Along with that, there was a failed monsoon during his regime rule, and this failed monsoon led to droughts, and these droughts led again to food crisis. And due to that only, of all these economic crises, failed monsoon, droughts and food crisis, gave birth to a famous slogan which was known as Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan. That too, we need to encourage our army, along with that we need to encourage our farmers also. So Shastri expired on 10th January 1966 in Tashkent. That means why he only hold that position for 3 years because on 10 January 1966 he expired in a place called Tashkent. Remember this. So with this I will wind up today's topic related to the political system or political succession from Nehru to Shastri, which will come under the Congress system. So please go through each and every point nicely so that you can understand. You need to revise it once more after I have finished explanation. Just go through each and every point and make a note down of all these points in your copy. So with this I will wind up today's topic. Thank you.